Hello, my name is Lillian Werbin, and I would like to welcome you to the Suwannee Banjo Camp online faculty concert.
My name is Stan Werbin. We'd all like to welcome you, but especially our students from the UK, Germany, Australia, Japan, and yes, even Canada have come this far to see us.
My name is Lillian Werbin, and I would like to welcome you to the Suwannee Banjo Camp online faculty concert.
My name is Stan Werbin. We'd all like to welcome you, but especially our students from the UK, Germany, Australia, Japan, and yes, even Canada have come this far to see us.
My name is Lillian Werbin, and I would like to welcome you to the Suwannee Banjo Camp online faculty concert.
My name is Stan Werbin. We'd all like to welcome you, but especially our students from the UK, Germany, Australia, Japan, and yes, even Canada have come this far to see us.
My name is Lillian Werbin, and I would like to welcome you to the Suwannee Banjo Camp. Do one of you have the video open?
My name is Stan.
Hello, everyone. And welcome to the Suwannee Banjo Camp online faculty concert.
All right.
We, as you know, are learning this virtual world like the rest of you. And so we appreciate your patience while we figure out the kinks and snags. I will welcome all of our students from the UK and Germany, Australia, Japan, and yes, Canada. We certainly don't want to forget any of you, and I don't know if you heard that we gave you the shout out in Dad's intro. Ken, I don't know if you had an announcement before we kick off the concert.
I do. I'm Ken Perlman. I hope you enjoy the show. We have some great players here, and it's my job to remind you all that we change from standard to daylight time, bright and early tomorrow morning at 2 a.m., maybe not so bright. And so please keep that in mind. Change all the clocks at home that don't change automatically, and change your internal clock. Okay. And on we go with the show.
Hello, Suwannee Banjo campers. It's nice to see you. Well, I can't see you, but it's nice to know that you're there all over the world. Hope you all had a lot of fun today and some great classes. Now starts the concert portion of the show of the camp. So I'm gonna do a couple tunes here. The first one I'm gonna do. I'm just hoping I can get through these tunes tonight. I'm sort of hungry, honestly. I couldn't find the cafeteria today at camp, so I've missed a meal, which is unusual for me. So I'm going to do my best. But the first tune I'm going to try here is a tune that I wrote it's been a long time ago now, probably 20 years or so ago, in a D tuning. This is one that I talked about in a class earlier today. So if I'm lucky, I can remember it. Wrote this while on the back porch one day, playing banjo, watching my kids play in the yard. So I named it after them. It's called Tyler and Amanda. All right. I'm going to try different banjo here. This one is an old, was an old TB11 is how it started in the 30s. For those who are interested, still does not have a tone ring. It's got it's the old original pot with just the little hoop on top. But I like it. So I'm going to try. Next tune I'm going to try to do here is a singing song. I'm going to a couple of classes that I have this weekend. We're talking about singing with the banjo, which is a little bit of a challenge. Sometimes it's a little harder, maybe to play at least the rolling kind of banjo, I think, than it is and sing, maybe than it is to just sing and play with guitar or mandolin or something like that that has sometimes a simpler rhythm style, I think. So I'm going to try this. It's an old tune that was popularized by Ricky Skaggs back in the 80s. And maybe you'll remember it, and I hope you like it. It's called the Highway 40 Blues. These Highway 40 blues, I've walked holes in both my shoes. I've counted the days since I've been gone, and I'd love to see the lights of home. Wasted time and money too, squandered youth in search of truth. But in the end I had to lose. Lord above, I paid my dues. Got the Highway 40 blues. The highway called when I was young. It told me lies of things to come. Fame and fortune lies ahead. That's what the billboard lights had said. Shattered dreams when mind is numb. My money's gone, stick out my thumb. My eyes are filled with bitter tears. Lord, I ain't been home in years. Got the Highway 40 blues. I've rambled all around like a rolling stone from town to town. I met pretty girls, I'd have to say, but none of them could make me stay. And I played the music halls and bars, had fancy clothes and big fine cars, things a country boy can't use. Dixieland, I sure miss you. I've got the Highway 40 blues. There it was.
Thank you, thank you. I'm singing in my seat. Up next, we have a phenomenal banjo player and vocalist. Her last name means from the homestead, which is apropos since she hails from my home state of Michigan. tonight, she's live in your living room. Please give a round of applause in your houses for Grace Van Toff.
Hey, Lillian, thank you so much for that intro. Proud Michiganders up in here. But that's no comparison to the Canadians. I'm going to start with a tune that I got from the Poplin family of South Carolina. I'm going to try to play it solo on the banjo, which is something I haven't done in a long time, but strange times we live in. It's one called The Blues Don't Mean a Thing. The blues don't mean a thing in my young life. Somehow, somewhere I'll lose them. And the men don't mean a thing in my young life. Somehow, somewhere I will lose them. Ever a tease, ever a kiss, ever a heartache that I can't miss. Sweetheart, please don't try to make me blue, 'cause I can't love you the way that you want me to. Ever a tease, ever a kiss, ever a heartache that I can't miss. Sweetheart, please don't try to make me blue, 'cause I can't love you the way that you want me to. Can't do it, baby. All right. Now we're going to go back in time just a little bit further. I did show this in my jam class where we talked about the weirdest thing that we have in our instrument cases. I'm not on the road now, so this is in my office, but this is a picture of Jimmie Rodgers, a small, beautiful framed photo of Jimmie Rodgers. And this is one I got from him. I'm going to play this on my little pony banjo that was built by Mr. Will Cedars up in Vermont. He makes some very, very fine vintage style classic banjos and open back banjos for old time, for clawhammer. And I was so pleased that he helped me out with this one. Look, it's got a possum mama on the headstock. Very cool. All right, like I said, got this one from Jimmie Rodgers. It's one called Why Did You Give Me Your Love? Why did you give me your love, dear, when it only lasted a day? Why did you teach me to love you, only to turn me away? You promised that you would be true. Your promise was all in vain. Still my heart keeps calling for you, dear, like the flowers call for the rain. You made be sorry someday, dear, that you have broken my heart, that you have cast me away, dear, and fooled me from the start. Now this is my last appeal, dear. I've only word to say. Oh, why did you give me your love, dear, when it lasted only a day? When it lasted only a day. I've got one more in my pocket if you'd like. Okay. It looks like everyone's so excited and they're playing fast. We're running ahead of schedule. All right. I have to admit, this banjo is very, very new to me. This is the brand new gold tone baritone banjo uke. I'm used to playing a guitar-bodied baritone uke, so this is a fun challenge and a new sound for me, and I'm going to test it out on you. I hope that's okay. We'll do one that I got from Billy Murray, but I heard somewhere it was also covered by Van Halen. I cannot confirm or deny that. This is one called Big Bad Bill is Sweet William Now. In the town of Louisville lives a man they call Big Bad Bill. I want to tell you, he sure was tough. He certainly could strut his stuff. He had folks all scared to death. When he walked by, they'd all hold their breath. He was a fighting man, sure enough. But then Bill took himself a wife, and now he leads a different life. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Married life has changed him somehow. He was a man that we all used to fear, but now the people call him Sweet Papa Willie dear. Stronger than Samson, I declare, till a hot-hat mama bobbed his hair. Oh, Big Bad Bill, don't fight anymore. He washes dishes and he mops up the floor. Oh, he used to spend his evenings looking for a fight, but now he's got to see his mama every night. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. But then Bill took himself a wife, and now he leads a different life. Big Bad Bill don't fight anymore. He washes dishes and he mops up the floor. He used to spend his evenings looking for a fight, but now he's got to see his mama every night. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Oh, Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now. Big Bad Bill is Sweet William now.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thanks, Ged.
Hi. Thank you, Grace. Before I introduce our next act, I just have some news. I heard from Allison DeGroot not long ago, and her housing complex in British Columbia, where she is right now, is completely out of power, and she hopes it'll be up and running soon, but not tonight. So we've postponed her performance till tomorrow. Since she's out of power, she can't even send us a clip of a past performance. So we hope you're not too disappointed to have to put off her show till tomorrow. So let me, without further ado, introduce our next act, Riley Bogus. Riley learned at the knee of some very prominent traditional musicians from the Round Peak region, and he got to, in later life, got to befriend no less a figure than Doc Watson, and now he's kind of an ambassador for old-time banjo picking and old-time music throughout the world when you're able to travel throughout the world. And now he's confined to the internet, but not for long. So anyway, won't you please welcome to the stage, or the stage and screen, Riley Bogus.
Well, thanks, Ken. Well, I tell you, I'm still traveling the world. I teach lessons to people in. I've got a couple in England, one in Ireland, and I have a lady in Singapore. So I'm still getting around. I'm just not accruing very many frequent flyer miles, which but I the food's really good here. So there you go. And we've taken a great deal of advantage of the food over the COVID holiday, shall we say? And by the way, while I'm thinking about it, I can confirm for Grace that Van Halen did cover that song, and I have this vivid image of David Lee Roth singing it. Grace, I prefer yours. Thank you. Anyway. Well, here we are. I've had a great time today. I hope that y'all have. I keep telling folks, this has not been, we haven't lost a year. Well, actually, Suwannee Banjo Camp was the last thing that I did in real life, in person, last year. And you guys were the last people I got to see that are musicians that are, in real life, alive and in person and stuff. But I don't feel like I've lost a year. I feel like I've gained a lot of new skills, like, StreamYard, Hoova, doing lessons online, communicating with people without being anywhere near them. It's without using a telephone. It's been pretty cool. We've got a lot done. I worked on my crocheting, leather craft. Had to cancel Netflix because we watched everything on it. That kind of thing. But I've learned a lot of new skills. Well, I tell you, I'm gonna do a tune tonight. I made the mistake of coming out with a brand new album, brand new CD, right at the beginning of a global pandemic last year, and that CD is called "Little Black Trains Are Coming," and I thought that I would play you "Little Black Trains Are Coming." It's a song that comes from. Well, the version that I do kind of is inspired by Doc Boggs. And Doc was a great banjo player from southwestern Virginia. I do a lot of his tunes, and the ones that I gravitate toward are the ones that are the lonesome, kind of bluesy, feeling bad, feeling good because you're feeling bad kind of thing. My ex-wife used to get irritated when I'd play blues around the house, and she'd say, how can you play that? How can you really, how can you enjoy that music? She said, it makes you feel so bad. I said, no. It's exactly the opposite. Blues makes you feel good. And she said, well, how do you figure blues makes you feel good? And I said, because I know my life is nowhere nearly as bad as the guy in that song. So this is a song called Little Black Trains A Coming. Doc Boggs took this, he took a lot of these gospel songs, and this is a gospel song. He made it very lonesome sounding. So here we go. Well, God sent his kind, a message from on high, said you better get your house in order, or you must surely die. He turned to the wall and weeping, we see him there in tears. He got his business fixed all right. God spared him 15 years. There's a little black train coming. Fix all your business right. There's a little black train coming. It may be here tonight. Oh, tell that ballroom lady, all dressed in worldly pride, the death dark train is coming, prepared to take a ride. I see that train with the engine and one small baggage car. Your idle thoughts and your wicked deeds will stop at the judgment bar. There's a little black train coming. Fix all your business right. There's a little black train coming, and it may be here tonight. That poor young man in darkness cared not for the gospel light, till suddenly he heard that whistle blow. That little black train was inside. He said, oh Lord, will you not spare me? I see my wicked plight. Have mercy, Lord, on me. Please come and set me right. But death had fixed his shackle upon his soul so tight. Before he got his business fixed, that little black train was inside. There's a little black train coming. Fix all your business right. There's a little black train coming. It may be here tonight. There's a little black train coming. Fix all your business right. There's a little black train coming. Prepared to take a black trains a coming. Well, this is the part of the show where I retune the banjo. I'm a banjo maker, and I live in a house full of banjos, and I'm going to retune this one. So there you go. Not because it needed to be tuned, because it's a banjo, it always needs to be tuned. I'm retuning it because I want to play in a different tuning. How about that? I did get to spend some really wonderful time with a wonderful gentleman named Arthur Watson, Doc Watson. We became friends later on in his life. He had always been a hero of mine growing up, and I was convinced that I would never get to meet him, much less ever play music with him. And turned out we turned out to be friends. He would call me up every once in a while, and it's really strange when you're sitting at home and suddenly the phone rings and you hear "Hello, son" on the other end, and it's Doc Watson. It's a very strange feeling, I've got to say. But Doc, he grew up blind in the mountains of North Carolina, over in Watauga County, in a little community called Deep Gap. It's just right up the road from Wilkesboro, North Carolina, and just down the road from Boone, North Carolina. But so when he was a little boy, he, being a little boy, as little boys often are, was into everything. And his mother used to try and get her work done during the day. And what she did to do that was sing Doc songs. So she would sing him ballads. And I'm going to do one of my favorite songs that Doc learned from his mother. It's called Katie Morey. When I was 10 years old, I would sit and listen to this song over and over and over on that first LP that I had, that first Doc Watson LP. And then there were a few more of exactly the same LP that came through the house because that one got worn out. But it's great because he claw hammered it on the banjo and sang this ballad. And I'm going to try and do the same thing right now. Come on, you fellas from far and near, and listen to my story. I'm going to tell you about the plans I made with Miss Katie Morey. She's from the TIA route. I went down to Miss Katie's house just like some clever feller, and I told her that the plums and the grapes was getting ripe and beller. She's from the TIA route. I told her that her sister Nan that lived in Yander's Holler had sent for her to come down there and stay 1/2 an hour. She run next to the TIA route. what happens next? As we went walking through the field, she squeezed my hand with fear, sir. Said, Mama, she will come this way. She will catch us here, sir. If you will climb up Jen's tree and see if she is near, sir, well, then we'll go to that pretty grove and sport an hour. How he heaved to climb that tree till he was nearly winded. Miss Katie stood and smiled and watched, see how high he ascended. His heart was thumping in his chest, through his jet light swaying. So he looked down, Miss Katie smiled, and he heard what she was saying. She said, your ugly looks I do despise. You look just like an owl, sir. Now you scratch down like you scratched up, for I'm going back to the house, sir. You're right, yeah. I always liked that ballad because the woman comes out on top in the end. Usually, if there's a woman in a ballad, there's also a river or some poison or a saber or something, and it's never good for the woman. But in this particular song, this is good. This is good. She fools him. She fools him. He thought he was going to fool her, and she fooled him. Now I'll tell you what. Well, I've got one more tune right quick. And I just happened to be in the right tuning. I've gotten quite interested in the playing of Wade Ward over the past several years. And Wade Ward was a banjo player from up around Galax, Virginia, up in Grayson County. And he was a great clawhammer player. He did some very interesting things. And this is one of those songs that was on one of those early compilations of songs that came out. I think it was on the Round the Heart of Old Galax or something like that. I think it was one of the County Records compilations from back in the 70s. But it's called Holly Ding. Now, Holly Ding is a tune that they play over in North Carolina, and they're with the Suwannee Banjo Camp. That's Suwannee Banjo Camp telling me to hurry up. My flyer just fell off my wall. So anyway, Holly Ding is what they play over in Grayson County, Virginia. But in North Carolina, we play a tune called Backstep Cindy. They're quite related, and you wouldn't think they were the same song, but then by the same token, you wouldn't think that they were different. Of course, a lot of people don't think that we play different tunes on the banjo. They just think, just playing the same one. Don't you know any other tune but that one? And you've played 12. So that kind of thing. So I'm going to try and play you a little bit of Holly Ding. I'm teaching it tomorrow. And if you like this tune, come on and give it a go. It's a whole lot of fun. Thanks for having me tonight. Thanks for listening. I'll see y'all tomorrow. There you go, Holly Ding. Thanks, you guys. Hope you have a great night. Yep, yep, yep. Now I can hear you. Hey. Shoot. Oh, I thought it was me.
Okay. Thank you, folks. Sorry. Yes. Thank you, Riley. And we're going to introduce our next act, Jeff Scroggins. And Jeff has toured all over the world and is extremely well known in the bluegrass scene. When I was at the IBM, the International Bluegrass Music Conference recently, you walk through the halls and Jeff, it's like he has this entourage that's blocks long of folks wanting to, hire him for his next gig. Anyway, he played for many years with Jeff Scroggins in Colorado, and he was in the process of organizing a new band when the pandemic hit. So won't you please welcome to the stage, Jeff Scroggins.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Ken. It's so good to see you and hear you, and Riley as well. It was great to hear a friend's voice and to hear his music again. I spent a lot of time with Riley at camps, including, I believe, this one last year. Yeah, last year was a pretty, I left the camp and I flew home the next day. Well, I flew to Seattle. I live outside of Vancouver, BC. But I flew to Seattle and they told me the border was closed. And anyway, to make a long story short, I barely made it across. And unfortunately, a lot of people in my position ended up, they still haven't been reunited yet. It's been a year. I mean, it'll be a year in a few days now. And yeah, I'm very grateful to be here with my sweetheart in Maple Ridge, British Columbia. I'm cut off from my band, as Ken said, but I suppose that'll all it'll take care of itself eventually. Well, when I was at the camp last year, when I performed, I played with my good friend James McKinney, and we did a bunch of really traditional stuff so that we could just have a lot of fun playing together. And I was thinking about what to do over this time around, and I'm going to start with a tune that you might not recognize or know this about me, and you might not be able to tell by looking, but when I was young, I was a heavy metal guitar player. And I occasionally whip one of those tunes out from back in the 60s and 70s and try playing it on here. I'm going to play one of those now. It's not even close to a bluegrass tune, but I think that everyone who, probably almost all of you will know it. So I'll just start. Thanks. All right. Well, that's that's not bluegrass, but it's a fun tune on the banjo, and I always wanted to learn to play it, so I sat down when Tristan was young. We sat down and learned that together, and every time we get together, we that usually comes up. So anyway, and I think I'm going to follow that with just a straight up fiddle tune. I was trying to think of something that would be a lot of fun and a little more lively, and I'm going to play I'm just going to improvise a version of Blackberry Blossom. Yeah, that's the cool thing about here. It's about there's blackberries that are already starting to come out, and I walk by a bunch of bushes right outside on the corner when I take the dog for a walk, and I had blackberries on my mind, so I'm just going to play this tune. All right. Lovely. That was fun. And I'm looking at the old clock on the computer here, and it looks like I probably have enough time to to try just one more thing, maybe a quick thing, and I'm going to just I think I'm going to try playing a Don Reno tune. I talked a lot about Don Reno and his playing today, and I'm going to do a little bit more tomorrow. I'm really a big fan of Don Reno's playing, and I think I'm just going to do a little version of his sort of one of his signature tunes. It's a tune called "Follow the Leader." All right. I didn't mess my hair. Thanks a lot.
Oh man, Jeff,
Oh, hey, Lillian, good to see you.
that's great.
Thanks, everybody. It's been so much fun. Can't wait for tomorrow.
All right. Up next, the faculty member who is, well, one of them. He's world-renowned banjo and guitar player, singer, songwriter, and he's all around one of my favorite human beings on the planet. I have fond banjo camp memories of Mr. Joe Newberry, and so without further ado, here he is.
Thank you, Lillian, and thank you, Ken and Stan, for having me, and everybody who's helped put this together. This has been a strange time, but we're all sort of pulling together. I had a class today where I taught about playing modal, but tuned in a major key. So I'm going to try something in key of D minor. And I'm going to anchor my finger, my students from today, I'm going to anchor my finger right there, and I'll use the fifth string as a melody, and I'll also put in a couple of those low drones that we were talking about. I learned this from my friend Bill Mansfield, a great banjo player that I lived around about 40 years ago. It's called Bonnie Prince Charlie. So during the pandemic, I don't know about y'all, but I've been keeping busy with a lot of stuff. I've been playing a lot of music online. I've been teaching some, and I've been working on new repertoire for when I can get back out on the road. And I've been talking with my duo partner, Mike Compton. We've been making plans to get out there again when we can, and we've been sort of trading back and forth some numbers that we might want to do when we can meet up again in person. And I thought about this. I thought about this tune that I used to play, gosh, years ago when I lived in Missouri when I was a kid. And it's a 5-part version of Forked Deer. And I'm pretty sure one of the fiddlers there in Missouri just sort of cobbled together some things, including the tune Old Joe. But there you have it, kind of fitting. This is a 5-part little version of Forked Deer. And we'll give it a try right now. Well, I started and stopped at the same time, so that's always good. It has been came off the road about a year ago, like everybody else. I didn't write for a while. I didn't write anything for a while, and then I wrote a little prose piece, and then I called up my friend Tim Stafford, and Tim and I wrote a song about how we miss everybody, but how we're going to be back together someday. And so we made it sort of like a Carter family song. I'm going to sing it for you. And what's more, it's what I think. I stand by you, although for now we cannot stand close by. And then I'll turn over my portion of the program to Mr. Compton, who's out there in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Can't wait to see you either, bud. Talk to you soon. I stand by you, although for now we cannot stand close by. A dark horizon won't deter the promise of fair skies. A single blink of time's long eye will let us meet again. So as doves call and shadows fall, think of your absent friend. The tempest round us ever rolls, and we are far apart. There is still a place for you within my constant heart. So do not open sorrow's door, lock it fast away. Keep the past and hold it close until that sunny day. The path ahead is long and steep, the summit not in sight. We started in the blue-gray dawn, we'll walk into the night. But think about the view we'll have neath the setting sun. Together there we'll join as one when days on earth are done. There you go. Now, someone sent me a note, but I couldn't see what it was because my eyes are old. So if there was a note, something about Mr. Compton, but I wasn't sure what it was. So you might have to come back in and tell me what was going on there.
Well, Joe Newberry, you sure have a knack for pretty songs, don't you?
Thank you, Stan.
It was lovely.
Much obliged.
You bet. A couple of things here now. First of all, in case anybody's worried, I'm going to leave the Echoplex turned off for the rest of the set here. So don't worry about that. Also, I've been asked to remind, since it might not have been heard well before, that Allison DeGroot, it will not be with us tonight because she has a power failure at home. And but we're certainly hoping and expecting she'll be teaching classes and in the concert tomorrow night. So business out of the way. The next person up here, I first saw in about 1984 in Flint, Michigan, when his band was the warm-up act for Bill Monroe and the Bluegrass Boys. Someone who you probably really knew. Everybody knew who that was then, even. Anyway, I had never heard of the band that Mike was in at that time, but it didn't take long to figure out that the Nashville Bluegrass Band was powerful good, as they say. Certainly one of the best bands in the country. Since then, Mike has played and recorded with many musical luminaries, including, indeed, as you already know, and probably knew already, including Joe Newberry. So we'll look forward to seeing them on the road again one of these days. Anyway, how about a big SBC international welcome to Mike Compton?
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Can y'all hear me out there? Am I coming through loud and clear? Thank you, Stan. Sounded good, Mr. Dewberry. I appreciate all y'all hanging out all day long today. It got to be a long grind, and it looked like we had some fun. I hope y'all were having a bunch of fun. I was glad to be able to have some people to talk to for a change. Oh, me. Been sitting around here at the house working on tunes and writing songs and playing mandolin and everything. I appreciate Ken's made sure I was on time this morning. I forgot I was in a different time zone than everybody else, and I think I put a fright in him, but he got me straightened out. So we're all good. I thank Glenn for running the room this morning and keep making sure I saw all the messages. I appreciate you doing that, Glenn. We'll do y'all a few songs. I got picked out a couple of Bill Monroe things, and I might do one that I have working on if I can get enough voice to do it. Do one of Bill Monroe's. Stan, I had plumb forgot we had opened up for Bill Monroe. I ran across that information the other day, and I thought, well, that can't be right. I don't remember opening up for Bill, but I guess if you say so, then it must be true. I've just lost that brain cell along the way someplace. Well, I'll stop talking and play some. I'll play a few things for you that you might enjoy and make your evening a little bit better. This one's called Real Foot Reel. That's a real foot reel. That's about a lake up past Paducah up there, up in Kentucky way. I don't think it's really a reel. It's just one of Bill Monroe's, and he thought it was a cute name, so real foot reel. Let's see here. Let's move back to my home state, Mississippi. I had the pleasure of doing an album with Norman Blake a couple of years ago. It was all tunes of Norman Smith, a fiddle guitar duo from Mississippi, a little bit north and slightly west of where I grew up. Everybody around, old time musicians around Mississippi knew a bunch of Norman Smith's songs, and I grew up kind of hearing them because of that. And after quite a while, I decided I probably ought to do at least a tribute to them anyway, because they're a big part of the musical landscape of Mississippi once records, everything started coming out. So fortunate enough to ask Norman to help me, and he said what he would do it. This one is called Avalon Blues. Back whenever this was first put out, anything that had the word blues in it was selling pretty good. So they tacked blues onto this. This is mighty happy. It doesn't really sound like a blues to me, but it's an odd flavored thing. Maybe you can figure out where the influence of this might be from, and I'll be busy trying to play it, and you figure out where this came from. You can tell me at the end. Avalon Blues. I really love that. Let me see what it says here. There's a polka in there somewhere. You bet. I think Norman Smith worked down on border radio some. I'm just wondering. It sounds like it may be a little Spanish. Let me do you another one of Bill's. I don't get a chance to do these very often. I figured I would play one that's overlooked a lot. It's just a real good, straightforward melody. Sounds kind of regal to me. Make sure I'm not going to go over here. It's called My Father's Footsteps. Father's Footsteps. That sounds really good with two other mandolins too. I've got a 3-part version of that sounds really good. I might try this little old song here. I've been writing songs. One of the new things that's been going on, at least here, is taking stabs at writing lyrics for a change instead of just notes. We've got a couple of things started with Mr. Newberry, but not finished yet. And been doing some stuff here with Mr. Tom Utes that lives down the road here. This is called Death and Blues. Now I don't know if I can reach all the notes tonight or not. I'll try to sing some of the lyrics in it and try not to bring everybody down too much. If it seems like it's going to be too morbid, I'll just hum it. I'll play the tune anyway. was smiling and the other wore a frown. One to take what he could take, one to move right in and stay. Death and blues, they came to town. I could see 'em walking slow. Looks like they knew exactly where to go. Both were looking right at me. I said, won't you let me be? I could see 'em walking slow. Death slipped in without a sound. Death did his work and didn't even stay around. Blues came walking like a man. Blues, he had a different plan. Death slipped in without a sound. Now the blues has settled in. In the mirror I can see his awful grin. Turn the key and lock the door. I can't stay in this house no more. That's the blues I settled in. Death and blues, they came to town. One was smiling and the other bore a frown. One to take what he could take, one to move right in and stay. Death and blues, they came to town. Death and blues, they came to town. There you are. Looks like I have just about used up all of my welcome here. We'll play a quick clip of I Don't Love Nobody. Thanks for having me. And I'll do this and get out the way. Howdy, Lillian.
Are you doing one more?
Were you here to run me off?
I was here to run you off.
Okay.
What? Play your song. I'll be back.
Okay.
Well done, Mr. Taterbug.
Thank you. Good to see
Thank
you.
you, Mike Compton, for the wonderful mandolin installment of this concert. Um, next, our next performer hardly needs an introduction. Alan Mundy is one of the most respected and well-loved banjo players in the world. Um, he is a master of both melodic and traditional Scruggs styles, and this evening he will be closing out the first night of the first ever Suwannee Banjo Camp virtual concert. Go ahead and give yourselves a round of applause because we have just closed out, or almost, the first night of camp. So sit back and relax, and please, a warm, warm, warm virtual welcome to Alan Mundy.
Hey, thanks, Lillian. Great to be here. I'm going to play a tune that somebody requested earlier today in one of the classes. And it's called Peaches and Cream. And I'm going to have to back up here a little bit. So that's as good as I can get. So here we go. It's in the key of C. All right, there's that. You know, they asked me to turn the camera up to where they can see my face. I don't need, I think you're more interested in my hands, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to play a tune, a waltz that I wrote, and I can bend down. I'm going to play a waltz that I wrote many years ago when I lived in LA, and I just sort of did it the other day, so I thought I'd give it a try. And it's untitled, never had a title, so it's called the Untitled Waltz for now, anyway. It's in the key of A. And also I asked Scott and Jim Hurst if we could get together and rehearse these tunes, and we said we'd meet at the cafeteria, but I was there and I never could find them. So sorry about that, guys. Here we go. The Untitled Waltz. There's that. And the last tune I'm going to play, I worked with Jimmy Martin for a while. And this is a tune that he recorded but didn't play very often. But it was an instrumental that I liked a lot. It's called Leaving Town. And the banjo player on the recording was a guy whose name escapes me right now, but he wrote Midnight Flyer and Drop Kick Me Jesus Through the Goalposts of Life. He became a songwriter later on, and I'll remember his name after we're long gone. But he played banjo on Jimmy Martin's recording of this. It's called Leaving Town. And this will be my last tune for the evening. I've had a good time today and look forward to tomorrow. So here we go. There you go. Thanks a lot. Had a good time. Thanks, Lillian.
Thanks, Alan. Well, I don't know about you. That was a kickin' first concert for a virtual banjo camp.
I would say.
We hope you all enjoyed the concert. Don't forget that it is daylight savings time here where we are hosting this virtual event. So make adjustments to your clock and schedule as needed. We will be turning our clocks forward 1 hour.
I'm gonna set my alarm for 2 o'clock in the morning so I can get up and move my clock ahead.
Oh,
That's a good idea. Actually, I've never seen you in bed by that time.
Well, tonight you can be sure I will be.
Recordings of today's classes will be uploaded as soon as our little devices can handle it. And you will be able to find those in the class where you found the live stream in the first place. So thank you so much. We hope you have a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow.